My next Patreon question is from Ms. Zombie Blaster, who wanted me to compare two movie villains. Of all the actors known for playing bad guys, I find that one of the best is Jason Isaacs. The two greatest villains that I found he has portrayed are Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series and Colonel William Tavington in The Patriot. Which of these two characters did you find to be more detestable and why? Both of these antagonists are certainly despicable characters as portrayed in their respective movies, and Isaacs absolutely gives the performances his all. He seems to understand their mustache-twirling baddies, even if they don't have mustaches, and portrays them as such. Between these two villains, I would probably say the more ruthless of the two is Tavington, although there are some asterisks to attach to that character. Unlike Malfoy, Tavington was directly inspired by a real person, with several historical liberties taken. He's said to be based on British General Banastre Tarleton, and it's been a bone of contention among historians regarding his depiction in the film. Was he occasionally ruthless during the Revolutionary War? He was at times, yes. Did the Americans interpret him as overly brutal and evil? Yes, they did, which became popular propaganda during the war. However, the Patriot goes so far as to portray Tarleton's fictional counterpart doing things that the real general would never have done, according to historians who've studied his life. For example, he is shown as shooting a child without a second thought, which is what prompts Mel Gibson's Benjamin Martin to take revenge on the British. But this was something historians say he absolutely would not have done. That introductory scene basically sets him up as snobby and all too happy to be committing these atrocities. That even puts him in conflict with General Cornwallis, who tells him his methods are too brutal. A notable scene showing Tavington's evil behavior is when he burns down a church full of civilians. This scene especially caused controversy because the British never once committed such an act during the Revolutionary War. Basically, this entire character is a completely exaggerated depiction of Tarleton, mostly based off American propaganda of the era. Mel Gibson sure has a thing for starring in movies that completely rewrite history and don't attempt to be accurate to real events. The Patriot, Pocahontas, Braveheart, What Women Want. However, looking at the character as an entirely fictional creation, he's definitely someone not to be trifled with. If the intent of the film is to make you root against him, it succeeds in doing that. One scene I found especially tense is when Tavington is looking for Benjamin Martin's family in the home they're hiding out in. Isaacs plays the role with a certain amount of hamminess, but with the way the character is written on the page, I'm not sure how else he could have portrayed him. He also gets some solid scenes with Tom Wilkinson as Cornwallis. My main problem with The Patriot is that Mel Gibson is a bore as the lead. The film also runs too long, especially in the last hour. I actually found his older son, played by Heath Ledger, to be the more interesting protagonist. Regarding Lucius Malfoy, he proves to be a strong enemy for Harry Potter and his friends. He plays an especially important role in Chamber of Secrets to get the plot moving. Jason Isaacs made a really good first impression in this movie, giving him the appropriate snooty attitude, and also making it easy to see where his son Draco got his personality from. An interesting element of the character's portrayal comes at the end of Chamber. You can hear him mutter the infamous killing spell under his breath when he points his wand at Harry before Dobby stops him. This is actually not in the book, and was reportedly an ad-lib from Isaacs. It adds an interesting dimension to Lucius, though. Throughout the series, we see how much of a prejudiced bigot he is against wizards who are not purebloods, and his loyalty to Voldemort. Later on, there is an attempt to make him more sympathetic, as we see how important his family, including Draco, is to him, and he sees that Voldemort has no patience for Lucius. Does this make up for many of the bad things Lucius did in the past? I'm not entirely sure, but it was a solid attempt to make him a more nuanced antagonist. Like I said, I think Jason Isaacs is decent in both of these roles, although my personal favorite villainous role of his is his take on Captain Hook in 2003's Peter Pan. Do you have any thoughts on these two villains? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for the question, Ms. Zombie Blaster.